am ARHartie, blogger and joy strategist from chasing-joy.com, and this is a TTC update. I'm in my bathroom, so that means the craziness has begun. I am a POAS, pee on a stick addict, for many years now, since trying Baby Joy Chaser. So today is 3 days post-transfer. I know it's really too early to test, but I'm gonna see if I see anything at all. So hang on. All right, here goes. Oh, here comes Baby Joy Chaser. Hold on. Yes. All right, go down and watch Doug. Let mommy go potty. No. He said no. All right, let's see. Do we see anything? They look all pretty stark white to me. All right, so these smaller ones are from the dollar store. And this is the first results early response. I'm gonna look a little closer. I don't think I see anything. Nope. I don't think nothing on that one. Let's look at this one. Oh, and I had to wait 3 minutes. This is at about 5 minutes. Nothing on that one. And the good old fur. Sorry, my bathroom looks crazy. This is what it's like when you share it with a toddler. I can't even get this to focus on the camera. Yeah, nothing there. So, nothing yet. 3 days post-transfer. But the madness has begun. I'm not disheartened yet. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Bye. Okay, guys. So I was serious when I said the craziness began. It's 4 days post-transfer now. It's 12 noon. I just did some tests. First test I've done today. Before I look at those, I'll show you what I did last night. So at midnight, more tests. And there's nothing on the dollar store ones, but on this first response early result, there is the absolute faintest of faint lines. I think you can kind of see it a little bit. Let me see if I put my flash on. It's so faint. It's darker now because, you know, the texture. So that gave me hope. And last night, and when I had like cramping and lower back, it wasn't enough to be pain, but discomfort to the point where it woke me up. Plus, I was just excited and hopeful and nervous about testing today. So I switched bathrooms because I realized that the light in my bathroom, I only have one light bulb left. We're in my main bathroom that I don't use. There's like a bunch, and I have the windows daytime now, so let's see what these tests. All right, I'm gonna go from top to bottom. So, dollar store test. I don't think I see anything. I'm gonna go over, and let me turn my flash off again. I'm gonna go over to look in the window in the natural light. I don't think I see anything on there. I always feel like I want to see something, but I know I have lion eyes. I don't think there's anything on that one. All right. But it's just 4 days. I got my first positive with Baby Joy Chaser the evening of 5 days. All right. This one, another dollar store one. I don't think I see anything there either. I'm probably going to stare at all these tests like forever once once I start recording. But I don't think I see anything there. Like I said, I have line eyes, so I feel like I always try to convince myself I see the shadow of something, but I don't think I see anything. Okay. And now, first results, early response. I see a little something. I definitely see a faint line, but it's so light. Wait, I'm trying to get this thing to focus. I don't think you guys can see it though. And by the way, this is at like the 6-minute point, so you have to wait 3 minutes. I see a very, very, very faint line on there. It's not much darker than yesterday, than last night, but it's so early. Okay, so the madness continues. Still a reason to be hopeful. So I'll keep you guys posted. Keep watching the video. Hello, I am ARHartie and I am a pee on a stick addict. So it is 5 days post-transfer. It is 2 p.m. I actually had to go into work today, into the office, which I thought was gonna be for a few hours, but ended up being all morning. So just got back home, took some tests. Didn't have time to test before work because we're up and out of the house quick in the morning. So have my test. You see all the tests, all the craziness. So I'll show you what happened last night, which I didn't record. So I recorded this one at noon. And I showed you guys where I was pretty sure I could see a faint line. I mean, I can see it. I don't know if it's coming up on the camera. Let me turn flash on. There we go. So I don't know, I can kind of see it here or there. So that was at noon. So then I tested again last night before I went to bed. I did more dollar store tests. I feel like I want to see something on here, but I know I have line eyes. So nothing there. Nothing on this dollar store test. Again, I kept trying to convince myself I see something. And I decided to pull out another test. This is called a Nautilus. I got it from Target. I don't like it because it has like a glass little window. But basically nothing there. But then the good old fur. And I'm going back over to my window where I have all the light. Can you guys see? You could see that line. There's a second line there and it's pink. So that was last night. So I'm about to uncover and see, we'll turn the light on, what we have going on today. So my dollar store test. Oh, there's a hint of something. Come on. I'm about to run out of space on my camera. No, it's not coming up. But I think I actually see a hint of a line on that one. Now, with Baby Joy Chaser, it was 5 days post-transfer. Oh, this is a dud. Nothing happened. All right, I have to redo that one. I never had a dud. I heard that you could get duds on those, but I never had a dud before. So I have to redo that test. Oh, I see a line on the Nautilus. Yes, and let me talk quick. And my fur, the line is there. And it is darker than last night. Yay, I feel so happy. So it looks like my little M baby is in there and sticking. It's still faint, so I'm not ready to say the P word yet, but all things look good. Stay tuned. Hello, hello. The POAS madness continues. Today is 6 days post 5-day embryo transfer. And I'm crazy. All these tests. But that's okay, because I love myself. So, all right, let me show you what happened last night. So I did check and save myself a little bit. I only allowed myself to do $2 store tests. They're just $1. So, and I took these tests around 9:50 last night before I went to bed. And it's darker now, but on the pink one, there was a faint line there. On the white one, I feel like I can see something really, really faint, but it's barely coming up. So it is 9:10. I'm working from home today. I have a call at 9:30, so I can't spend forever staring at these tests. The urine sample is from about 8:45 after I did my little at-home workout before my shower. So I'm gonna see what 6 days post transfer is looking like. All right, I'm going to start with the pink one. There's more of a line there. I had the test upside down, sorry. All right, so that's good. Good. See more signs of my M baby. Oh, there's a definite pink line on this dollar store one. So that's 2 tests. All right, let's see this. The Nautilus is still showing a line. Now this one showed a line yesterday at 2 p.m. Now these, I think, maybe dry darker, and most of these dry darker, so I can't tell if it's a darker line than yesterday. But I think it might be, because I feel like I see it easier, but you know, we'll see how it dries. All right, and then the GOAT of pregnancy test. Oh, that's a good line. The first response, early result, definite pink line. So officially showing pregnant on all 4 of my tests here. Wait, let me turn my flash off. I'll keep being in the flash. Wait, I think you might need the flash. There we go. Yep, all 4 of today's tests have lines. Some have more faint lines, but they all have lines. And I think that this morning's first result, early response, is darker than yesterday's 2 p.m. So I think I feel confident enough to call it and say I'm pregnant. And it's showing up on all 4 tests today. Clear, like faint lines, but clear lines. Like I don't have to take them to the window. Like I can take them to the window, obviously, for sunlight and see it better. But there's definitely line. So feeling excited and hopeful and in disbelief, and I'll keep testing because I'm crazy. And it's nice to see the lines get darker. I pray that they continue to get darker. So fingers crossed. Beta is still sometime next week, so we'll see. I think maybe today I'll buy a digital, but I won't take it for a while because I don't want I'm going to wait till I feel like it's definitely going to pop up as saying pregnant, because the digital does need a higher concentration of the HCG. But this is promising. I feel good. Yay. Okay, and so the madness continues on. Today is 7 days post 5-day embryo transfer. Been a full week now. Well, in a few hours, it will have been a full week. I had my transfer last Wednesday around 12:45. This urine sample is from 10:15. So we're going to see how things look today. All right, start with, okay, my nice dollar store one has a clear second line now. Yay, that looks great. Getting more and more excited as these lines get darker. This one has a clear second line too. You guys can hear Buttercup in the background. She's excited or annoyed that I closed the bedroom door. All right, so that looks good. Today I did a clear blue, but I think it's a pink test. I never did one of theirs before. And it has a second line. I'm so happy it's not a blue. I've stayed away from blue dyes ever since my first blue dye evap line years ago. All right, that sets pregnant. And then the goat, the fur, has two really nice lines. So this is today, 7 days post-transfer. I think it's a little bit darker because remember these dye, they dry darker than they were initially. So I think this looks good. I feel like this looks, so yay, stick in baby, stick, keep growing. All right, stay tuned. Hopefully, I guess I'll put a timestamp on here for the beta. If you guys get bored of watching me do tests for another probably full week. So, but it looks good at 7 days post-transfer. I'm excited. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the madness. Stay tuned. Hello again. Today is 8 days post 5-day transfer. So yesterday was a full week since I had the embryo transfer. So it's a week and 1 day. So we're going to see how the tests look. They've been looking very good. I'm praying that the lines are still getting darker. So let's see. First, let me show you what happened last night. So I have these tests, these Natalis tests. Let me show you. So this is from 6 days post-transfer in the morning. Now, I didn't have any more of those tests. So I didn't use it yesterday. It's a very, very faint line there on this one. I don't even think you guys can see it that well on the camera, but I can see it. So I bought some more of those at lunch. And since I had already tested yesterday morning, I said, well, I'll just pee on it, like hold the stick in the stream instead of dipping it in a cup. Y'all, if you get these Natalis tests from Target, do not try to put the stick in your stream of urine, okay? Unless you are some kind of magical woman that I've never heard of, they can actually aim your urine stream to hit on a very small little space. So the pee got, covered the majority of the stick. How about it made it not work? It just like filled up with pee. And so it was a dead I wasted the whole test. So I decided I'll never do that again. I'll just stick to dipping. But I figure I'll do that because I've been testing at night too. I know it's madness. So I'm not going to do a Natalis test right now, but I'll do one of those tonight and I'll show you tomorrow. All right. So this morning I did 2 dollar store tests, 1 pink dye, clear blue, and the fur. So let's see. Things are looking today at 8 days post transfer. Okay, so the 2 dollar store ones are still looking good. I feel like they're a little darker than yesterday morning. It's hard to, oh my gosh, I'm getting all my tests confused. There you go. It's kind of hard to really tell. These were from the ones up top are from yesterday morning. And they dry a little darker. And I think these look stronger. Let's see the clear blue. Oh, the clear blue looks really good. Yeah, that's definitely darker than yesterday morning. Yay, so that's good. And then, ooh, this first response looks great. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's like really good. I think it's a teeny bit darker. I think at this point, it's probably not going to look much darker from day to day. You know, if you don't know, the HCG, which is what these tests pick up on, the HCG doubles every 24 hours. So, but the main thing is the tests are not getting lighter. So I'm hoping and praying for good beta numbers. So I did the craziest thing ever, and opposite of most people, I requested my beta day be pushed back one day just to fit my work schedule better. Because with me having positive tests at home, I know there's going to be at least 2 betas to see if the HCG is rising properly or not. So I'd rather those 2 days that I go in late for work be Wednesday and Friday versus Tuesday and Thursday. I think I probably would have requested, left it alone with it being on a Tuesday if the tests were not looking good, because there would probably just be 1 test. But since I know the tests are so good, right, it's showing that I'm pregnant, right, there'll be at least 2 betas. So just work-wise, that's better. So things are really looking good. I'm very happy and feeling very blessed. So thank you to everyone who's been praying with and for me. For those of you who were praying at 10:13 each day along with me. Now we're just praying that this little baby, my M baby, sticks and grows and is healthy, and time will tell. Thanks for watching so far. Okay, it's test time. So the days are starting to run together. I had to check and see what was yesterday. So today is 9 days post-transfer. I'll show you guys what happened last night. Trying to get it together. Last night I tested at about 9 p.m. And I had still three positive tests. I finally got a good positive on this Natalist. So that was at 8 days post-transfer at night. Much better than the 7 days that barely shows up. So I decided I'll test with the Natalist at night. I'm so crazy. This is so... So I'll hide all this. This is from like my hallway bathroom. I'll hide. My sister-in-law is coming over this evening. I'll hide all this in case she comes upstairs, because this is insane, I know. But I know you guys get it. Those of you who are early testers, pee on the stickers, addicts, I should say. I've never waited till beta day. Even through all my IUIs and everything the first go around. If you're new, I did technically 10 IUIs before I moved to IVF, for a bunch of reasons. But anyway, it all worked out because I got my baby Dre Chaser. And now, God willing, he'll have a sibling. The tests so far look good. But yeah, I never waited till beta day. Like I never wanted to be shocked when I was talking to the nurse. I always kind of wanted to know what was happening or have an idea. So, and this is the earliest I ever started testing at, I think it might have been crazy as 2 days post-transfer at night. But I knew that I wasn't expecting to see anything. I just wanted to be able to track it, like the earliest. And the earliest was which was on the first response. Early results. And I barely could see anything. Like, you can't see anything on camera. I could barely see anything with my naked eye, but I kept feeling like I was seeing something, that it wasn't stark white. That was 3 days post-transfer at 6 p.m. And then I tested again at midnight. And you can see there's a little something there. I didn't know like what would be the earliest if I did get a positive. So let's see what's happening today. Today's 9 days post-transfer. This urine is from 11 o'clock because I just finished actually premiering my video on YouTube when I was getting the lining checked. There was like the okay to finally really get started with the estrogen and progesterone. It's nice to do the premieres and I get to like chat with you guys in the comments. Tamika TTC was in the comments. Rachel Faith and I think Darlene. So that was nice to be able to chat with you guys. So I waited till that was over so that I could be in there chatting. I had to pee, but I was like, let me hold it. So, all right, let's see today at 9 days post-transfer. All right, a nice line. 2 nice lines on the dollar store test. These look good. And the first response early results, I think this looks like the same as yesterday, which, you know, I always want to see it to be darker, but this is still good. Yeah, I think it looks about the same. Or maybe, I don't know. Either way, it's 2 lines. It's good news. I'm trying to not overanalyze. You're not really supposed to use these sticks how we tend to. We're looking at the line progression because it's really just to determine if you're pregnant or not. So at this moment, I'm pregnant. So prayerfully to stay that way. And so it goes. Thanks for watching so far. Hey guys, so today is 10 days post 5-day transfer. The madness continues. Baby Joy Saturday. Baby Joy Chaser is up playing in his room. So I'm gonna try and be pretty quick. Let's see, last night I did test. Oh, I tested with the Nautilus last night. Told you guys I was gonna be testing at night with that one. And you can see from 8 day to 9 day, it's definitely a darker line. So that was like promising last night. And what else did I test with? Oh, and I tested with this one last night. This dollar store one. So I'm running out of tests now. So that one I was like, maybe the line last night looked lighter. So I don't know. So we'll see what's happening today. This is from around 9 a.m. And okay, so I think these tests look like the same as yesterday. Yeah, which that's fine because it really takes 2 days for the HCG to double. So, but it's still a dark line. Still a dark line. So we will see what continues to happen. This was yesterday morning. It's hard to tell once the test dries, so but we'll see. So far it's still promising. I can't wait until it gets to the point where the test line is darker than the control line. And I've learned since years ago when I was trying for Baby Joy Chaser that that's called a dye stealer or a dye snatcher. So I'm hoping to get one of those. But we shall see. Today's 10 days post-transfer. Says Saturday, so I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday morning I'm going for blood work. So a few more days. Well, really I won't know. I won't say definitive, but I really won't have much of an idea until next Friday when I've had the second beta to see if the numbers are rising properly or not. So testing continues. Okay, madness continues. It's 12 days post-transfer today. I'm tired. I had a racing heart incident last night and my medicine didn't work. Come to find out, they gave me an extended release prescription instead of the normal. So it took hours for it to kick in, so I didn't get any sleep. And now I feel nervous about taking the medicine during my 2-week wait. Though I know it's safe for pregnancy, it just feels scary to take anything. But, so we're going to see what these tests are doing. I think I forgot to do a video yesterday, but I had run out of tests. I didn't even realize, so I had to go buy a new test yesterday. So let's see, yesterday I did finally do our first results, early response. And I think that was the only one morning because that was the only test I had. And I've been debating with myself, like, is that pregnant line darker than the test line? I think maybe, but not by a whole lot. So, and then I got more tests last night, well, yesterday. So I took a $2 store test last night, and they both really promising. So I'm hoping that the tests just stay getting dark, that they don't start switching back or anything like that. So let's see what's happening today. 12 days post transfer. Oh, they look good. Let me flip it. Wait, so they're the same way. All right, they're the same way. So I took $1 store and one first response early results. So I think today I finally have a test line that is darker than the control line. Yay! I don't know if that counts as a dye snatcher. But I'm happy to see that. And then for this one, the test line is almost as dark as the control. So that's good. So things are still looking promising. My beta was going to be tomorrow, but I pushed it back to Wednesday. So I have 2 more days, 48 hours before I know the beta. And I have until Friday before I really can get a feel for how things are going, if they're going as promising as it looks. Let me show y'all my sink. So it's funny. My cousin watched Baby Joy Chaser last night so I could go out to celebrate a friend's birthday. And I didn't get a chance to like clean up. This is my hallway bathroom, right? So it's not the bathroom that I use or Baby Joy Chaser, but she came in here to rinse out his toothbrush. It was like, oh my gosh, this is what she saw. Look at all the madness. All these tests. She's the one person in real life that I have shared that I'm pregnant with. So, but she was not expecting to see all this evidence of my crazy. So anyway, staying prayerful and crossing fingers that things keep going well. It's funny because it's like the darker the test gets, the more anxious I feel, because when the tests are light like this, right, we barely see anything and it slowly gets darker, you feel kind of confident that it is, oh, these are out of order. These ones got out of order. But you start to slowly feel confident, right? That like, oh, okay, things are getting better, that the HCG is going up, right? But then when the test line is as strong as the control or now stronger, it's like you're not getting that feedback that things are, that the HCG is going up anymore, because it's reached whatever level it is to make the test look like that. And then you just don't know until you get the blood. So that's actually making me feel a little anxious. So 2 more days left of this crazy, it's gonna be a super long testing video, but you know, it's nice to bring you guys along. And I can say the earliest that I got a positive test was the night and 3 days post transfer at midnight. This one, which I still don't think kind of shows up on camera, but not really. So I just like knowing that. I don't know that I'd feel any more or less. I think I'd feel more crazy if I was just trying to wait. I don't do well with the unknown. So anyway, that's it for now. Bye. Say bye, Buttercup. Hello, guys. This is like a super long video, right? About all the craziness of what it is to be an early tester and a peonistic addict during a 2-week wait. So today is 13 days past transfer or post transfer. I actually go for beta tomorrow. I was originally gonna go for beta today, but I actually pushed it back a day. Just to fit my work schedule, especially since the tests are looking promising. I could hold off one more day to know the beta number and hopefully have good news on Friday that it's rising. That's what I'm praying for. So last night I did this test, the Nautilus. You can see that looks really strong. Looks like the test and the control are the same color finally. So that's darker than 11 days. And then I also did this dollar store test. If I can get it, which is also really good. The test is still a little lighter than the control, but definitely a thicker line. Well, I don't want to say definitely. To my naked eye, it looks like definitely a little bit thicker. And the camera to gauge. So let's see how tests are looking today. I'm praying they're still getting darker or staying the same if they've reached peak darkness. Hold on. All right, so I did another dollar store. Okay, that looks really good. The test and the control look to be about the same. I think that line might either be the same or a tad darker than yesterday. But at this point, it's hard to gauge. And then I did, ooh, this is a good line. I think this is officially a dye snatcher. That pregnant line is definitely darker than the control. Yay! So, good news. Things are still going well. So, I'm feeling super tired today. I guess it's proof that you cannot catch up on sleep. I only had a few hours sleep yesterday, and I feel more tired today than yesterday, and I slept pretty well. And almost missed my wake up. My alarm is normally set for 6:10. I forgot I turned it off because I was purposely trying to sleep in a little bit to get a few hours sleep yesterday. I woke up at 6:09 and I closed my eyes back waiting to hear the alarm go off. Next time I opened my eyes, it was like 6:25. So I jumped up and basically was able to make up lost time, sort of. Even though Baby Joy Chaser wasn't cooperative. But anyway, all to say is I'm very tired today. Extremely tired. So I don't know if that's just like I said, you can't make up for lack of sleep or a super early pregnancy tiredness kicking in or a combo or what, but I'm tired. Very tired. So, but anyway, tests are still looking good. So praying for a strong beta tomorrow that doubles. Stay tuned.